I'm fine. What are you doing? I'm seeing you. Hello.
You see me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining in for this lovely
It's
meeting.
great.
It's been a while. How's
Yes.
Jafar?
It's great. Thank you.
And your little dinosaur, how is he doing?
It's a monster. It's great, I think.
Are you talking to me from a laptop, tablet, or phone, just to make sure?
I'm talking to you through my phone, and I'm checking my Skype through my tablet.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, perfect. So you're on top of things when it comes to technology. So I trust that you can have a good visibility of the kind of discussion that we are going to have here. Just in case we have some power shortage or cut off, I have to switch to offline, or just because there is some kind of restricted internet access to enough data, so I can broadcast my video to you directly. I think it just makes it more energetic and engaging to see me talking to you directly, and it's going to be enough to put you under pressure. How's your week going on so far? How is your hand? What have you been doing? Just kickstart the meeting.
You mean starting from Ramadan, not this week?
Actually, post Ramadan. I think Ramadan is over.
But it was a nightmare, Ramadan. It was a nightmare.
I can't say the same. Otherwise it's going to be interpreted
I'm
as
not
being
friend with Ramadan anymore.
You're afraid of Ramadan syndromes that come post Ramadan, probably losing weight, loss of appetite, kind of.
Thanks God I didn't gain any weight, but I had headache that continued after Ramadan, and I think it was migraine. It's the first time that I have. Yes, it's the first time that I.
Welcome to my team.
Yes, thanks.
I've been struggling for a couple of days because of migraine, and trying just to survive this kind of attack. It's been a nightmare. Other than that, how's your daily activities? Have you resumed your daily normal activities, like going out shopping, wasting your money, going to nightclubs, and probably traveling to Antarctica or somewhere?
As you said, we are in the post-Ramadan syndrome, still, because there is no quarantine in this period, and we're restrained, and they just opened the gate for us, so we just rushed to the shopping malls, to the gardens, to the palms. And it was a great chance to resume our activities.
Perfect. What kind of activities did you do during this time post Ramadan? Any kind of interesting things that probably you like to mention? Let me grab a pen.
Because my baby like to see trees and to see the streets and cars. It was a great chance for him to go to. There's a place here nearby. It's called the Palm. It was a great.
I think that's in Caldemia.
Yes, it's very close to our home, and it was a great experience to him. We receive a lot of guests after I don't know 6 months of not having anyone in our home here in Jafar's home. So the family meetings and after Ramadan, and it was a great I enjoyed it, and we resume our daily routine. The boring thing.
Have you let your child see the I'm sorry, the countryside, or you don't think?
No. He didn't see it, but I hope that he will have the chance to see it. We are planning to go to Trabzon in Turkey, and it's not a countryside, but it's full of trees. It's just like a forest. like there are, I don't know if it is the rivers or sea there, I don't know.
Well, you're more than
But it
welcome
is
to come over
where.
to my farm.
Oh, really? Do you have a farm? Thank
I'm
you.
talking to you right now from my farm.
Oh, great. And how is it? How is it to live in a farm? Do you have
Well,
any domestic animals or something?
we have pigs, cows,
Mm,
monkeys, elephants, and
great. Oh my God, it's great.
dinosaurs.
My
No, just to put
baby
it
will
straightforwardly.
enjoy
Uh, I'm joking.
it.
We don't have monkeys. Of course, we don't have extinct animals like dinosaurs, but we have wild pigs, and you don't normally see
Mm,
them in the morning. They just come
yes.
and dig um,
Mm,
the trees in the evening, and I've come across couple of monstrous pigs, wild pigs,
uh,
or we call them boars. Um,
mm.
a
I hear that
couple of
they're very dangerous.
they're not
How
dangerous.
are you?
They're
Really?
not. They do not attack you. They just run away.
Oh,
Um,
mm-mm,
so they are not the kind of animals that attack you, but they are really high. Like they're
mm-mm,
beefy kind of pigs.
mm,
And they just hide in the wheat during
mm,
the harvesting season. I grew up in a farm.
mm,
I've lived the majority of my
mm,
life working and studying in Baghdad.
mm,
It's the farm of my dad. It's south of Baghdad, 40 minutes south of where you
mm,
live in Zayuna.
mm,
Um, but it's in the intersection between Baghdad and Wasat.
mm,
I can I don't know if you've been following my page on my YouTube, but I've posted a couple of videos from the farm where
mm,
there's some trees out there. But it's
mm.
absolutely you're more than welcome. Actually,
Thank you.
the majority of my friends in Baghdad come here frequently
Mm,
because I'm literally a few meters away from the river. So it's a kind of
mm.
like relaxing time to sit by the river, and
Of
then
course it
we
is.
do have so
Mm,
many kind of trees, vegetables, and fruit. This is
mm.
the
That's great.
apricot. It's the
Amazing.
apricot, plum,
Mm,
and apples season.
mm.
So we have
Apple? Do
different.
you have apple?
We
Apple
have
trees? Really?
hundreds of them,
Oh.
and it's quite interesting actually to
Mm.
be in that kind of. It's humid, by the way, because once you are in a farm, there's so much
Yes. Mm-mm.
oxygen, but you would see the difference out there if you stay in the afternoon. You would definitely enjoy it, especially the sunset and the
Mm-mm.
sunrise with roosters around calling for morning prayer. um, so you're more than welcome. Actually, a couple of 1 month and a half ago, a friend of
Mm,
mine who is a dentist, he lives in البلديات. He came over. He's a
mm,
dentist. His wife is a dentist. They wanted to change the
mm.
scenery, so they brought their kids and came over here. And we spent
Great.
a very enjoyable morning and afternoon and almost evening with them before they went
Mm.
back. So again,
Yeah,
I
it's a
really
great experience, I think.
my home,
Something new.
my house is open to you
Thank
to
you.
just come over and enjoy a good time here. I'll make sure to send you some kind of like promotional video so you can you can be kind of like willing more to come over. And I'll talk with Jafar in case the decision
Okay.
making is on his side, not your side.
Okay.
um, yeah, we're more than welcome to have some fresh air here. Again,
Thank
so other than that, what other activities have you done? You mentioned home chores.
Yeah, it doesn't end actually.
Well,
Like it's something that have to be done on daily basis, and
uh-huh.
I just get used to it. It's part of my daily routine. I think it's something to waste some time because
Well,
I'm a housewife.
well, it's
What else? Mm,
what's your comment of that expression? Because you said it with some hesitation, so I would like to have
like
more.
what?
Like
What?
a housewife, so you just quote unquote
Yeah,
housewife.
this is my first I passed the first year as being a housewife, and it's a new experience. I didn't used to like, I used to wake up at 5:30 because I have to go to my college, which was an academy, and it's very far away from my parents' home. And after that, I was also waking early in the morning to go to the hospital and to the primary health center. So I live very like busy life.
Hectic.
Yes. Full of things.
HECTIC.
Yeah, full of new things and experiences, and every day is a new adventure. But now, like, everything is the same. So I just have to make myself busy.
Have you been feeling that you're restrained with family commitments, or few things have changed, but they haven't added so much pressure on you with your motherhood?
Of course, there are some restrictions. I felt I felt restrained and repressed, but
repressed.
It's something. Yes, like the same meaning of repression.
Repressed is, well, repressed means
like restrained. The same,
yeah.
like.
Well, yeah, but the word repression is just like you're going on a revolution against a regime, and the regime represses you. And
okay.
that
I thought it's
includes
the
killing
same.
people. Probably restrained and chained or controlled.
Okay, chained.
Chained.
Better.
Okay.
But it's something like it's a productive or something meaningful. Like
on what side?
Yeah, I'm raising a baby and I'm having a family.
I'm very curious to know about your side of your vision. It's quite inspirational to hear you're talking about that.
My major idea of being a housewife and taking very long leave, just the way I did, is that to first raise my baby, to be present in every step in his life and in his early life. Yes, present in every step of.
What do you mean by present?
Like حاضر.
Is this common in English to be said, or do you mean outstanding?
Just give me a few seconds. Yes, it's the same. حاضر موجود متواجد. Present.
Yeah, it still doesn't make sense to me. Like, do you mean like he's to make him outstanding person, or
like to be there whenever he need me. He needs me.
Oh, okay.
This is what I meant. Okay, and these are days that will not be تتكرر. What is تتكرر?
Repeated.
Repeated. This is the word. I wanted something more powerful than this word.
Okay, recurring.
Yes, recurring. This is better.
Recurring.
Yeah,
repeated,
it was not
replicated.
His childhood will not occur or recur once again. So I wanted to be there.
I'm asking these questions first because of my curiosity to ask you to understand the way you put it, because you put it in a very delicate and beautiful way that just makes me sometimes think a lot about it. And second, I've been trying to understand the interpretation of family care and parenthood and motherhood from a woman's point of view. And I think you're a very ideal person to talk about that, not only to me, but to the majority of people you have encountered or you are encountering. I think it's really eye-opening to open that kind of part of your life to people, to understand the struggle of a woman who is very successful in her career, who decided to be a housewife. And the word housewife, I mean, Me personally, I have reservation to this word. Um, when we say a housewife, but I mean, generally speaking, language has limitations when it comes to expressing the true essence of the meaningfulness of the words that we're trying to say. But when it comes to expressing your role as a woman in the house who's doing home chores and activities, you're not just uh, cleaning dishes. You're raising a child. You're educating your children. You're learning. You're taking English courses. You're a doctor. You of course teaching yourself medicine and other kind of interesting activities and hobbies that you have. Of course, you have so many hobbies, and you're smart, very intellectual person. So this kind of successful housewoman model is really represented in you, and that's why it's really insightful to listen to you talking about it. What do you think?
I think I'm just trying to do my best. Like when I decided to have a baby, I should have the full responsibility of giving him whatever he need and at any time that he need. So what made me so sad in the past that when I was working, that for example my mother called me and said that he walked, he just said the first word he said hello, but I wasn't there to hear it the first time. Those things that I want to live it with him. That's why I just postponed my professional life to spend more time with him. I'm trying. I just say I'm trying my best. The second part is that like my husband is passing in his like golden era. This is his time to prove himself in his work, like because he's an engineer and he had to take a lot of degrees. He needs time. So this is his golden period. I just gave him a space to have it. For me, I'm a doctor. I'm like a golden coin. I can work every time, anytime, wherever I want. I can go work here, out there, outside Iraq, outside, I don't know, anywhere in the world. So and at any age. But for him, this is not the case. So I think like unselfishly, it is right.
Even if it is not
selflessly.
Even if it is not correct, I think you get a credit or a point for thinking out of the box and saying expressions out of the language skills that you've developed, the apparatus. I don't know if you know this word.
Yeah, I think I heard it before.
The apparatus that your mind has started to,
like a tool.
Of course. So equivalently, like a tool that you've developed just enables you to coin and manufacture or assembly certain expressions that are not common in English or they're not used in English. And that is just an indicator. It's not a mistake. It's an indicator that your mind is thinking out of the box. Your mind is using language to your own benefit. So it's very positive sign. Like, I don't know, but for kids, once they are born, the doctors, the pediatricians run some tests, slap them on their faces or their abdomens to cry. And if they cry, they just indicate that they have very good, healthy immune system or whatever they're doing. It's a good indicator. So it's not a mistake. Don't feel concerned.
Okay.
It's just a good indicator out there that your English is good.
Okay.
Competitive.
So that's it. This is my whole story.
I think your case just gives me hope for two reasons. First, that no matter how hard people try, they can get to a satisfactory high advanced level of English. And you're a model of that, actually. And second, that despite being a wife, this is not going to restrict you with all the responsibilities that you have, the medical responsibilities, the family responsibilities, and the husband responsibilities. You still exude, EXOD, exude. Let me just write it down to you here. Exude energy out there. That means you still send energy, you send motivation.
Oh, like exudation. Yes.
Yeah, before we start the meeting, I started to think. Let me just. I was just creating a video. I was shooting a video talking about this very thing here. On this part of the discussion, we need to shift from relating yourself to your family and commitments to talk about something general. I have a question about one thing, and then we will transition to something that is related to IELTS, because this is our core. So we'll spend half an hour, the upcoming half an hour, talking about IELTS task and the main challenges that we've been seeing so far, and then we'll do a test. Generally speaking, what has been our role in this conversation? How has this course helped you, if it did, with your progress in language, or with your English practice in general? And imagine that I am not Walid you're talking to right now. I just want to hear some sort of assessment. This is kind of like probing on the learners between now and then, just trying to check over the period of contact. It is like the exposure that you get from certain medicines. Between now and then, we just need to probe on patients to understand if there have been any kind of progress or not. But for your case, you're not a patient, you're just a participant with me in this course. So what has this course added to you in terms of value? If it added 1%, I would like to hear about that, frankly, without any kind of compliment or any kind of sugarcoating.
Okay. Now I have like to arrange my my time to have some time for myself, like in studying and reviewing a lot of videos. That's like it's a space. It was a space to have something and to do something. That's I will do it alone, and it's something for me. This was a great thing. I enjoyed it because the last few years I was busy doing things and to others. Now I'm doing something for me. I remember the first. Yeah,
okay,
sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I remember the first time we met and we start to study the book. I had a headache and I had something blurred in my eyes, and it was a struggle for me. But now I can study a lot of pages without having any difficulties. I don't know, a lot of things have changed. Like you have some sort of new commitment that you have to commit to it, to be commitment with. Yeah, it's a great experience.
Do you regret taking the course 5 years from now? Are you going to regret taking this course?
I don't think so. No, I'm not thinking about it.
Do you see this? Can you read it?
Do you regret taking a course with me? No, of course not.
Well, I mean, no or yes are not sufficiently enough words to be said, but I want to.
Of course, yeah.
I want you to elaborate.
Okay. Well, first, it was me who asked for those sessions, and as I said, it is a time that is special for me. So of course I will admire it, and I'm confident enough of myself and of your efforts with me that it will be something productive. I will get used from it in the future, and I will have the grade that I'm wishing for. So I don't think I'm going to regret it, because if you are like it's something positive. I'm talking in English. I'm reading. I'm watching videos of new learning techniques. Like it's something beneficial and full of positive things.
And probably is gonna give you some motivation to write that book about motherhood.
Yeah, and I just discovered that I can write great things.
I mean, you can be reached out by certain publication agents.
You motivate me. Those course.
I absolutely think you're a good writer. There's an inner writer on your chest.
Yeah.
You just haven't given him the chance or her the chance to be expressive. And nobody has started professional writing. I mean, they go through some process, you know? And I remember my professor, I've been always saying this, not only to you, but to majority of my friends. I remember this quote from my professor. He said, we're about to get graduated from the university, and he's very fun guy. His name is Peter Shaw. He's still teaching English, but he's always that kind of person who thinks out of the box. And he sat on the table. We have a big round rectangular table. All the students sit around. So he jumped on that table, and he does this every graduation season. He jumps on that table, and then he jumps out of it on the ground. And what he did, he said, well, remember something, writing is a process. It's not a product. You will find always constantly a chance for you to edit and proofread and change your thoughts. And no matter what kind of thoughts that you are writing now, they are subject to be changed in future. So don't think of writing as a stage or a product that you produce. It's more of a process that reflects you. When I think of myself and the kind of books that I've written, I actually haven't written official publishable books. The whole attempts that I've done are to write books for kids. And what I do, I bring the characters, the names of my kids, I put them in the stories, hoping that once in future they grow up, they start learning English, and they will read the kind of books that I've written to them with their names in these stories. And that's a kind of legacy that we leave. What we have inherited from the previous generations is their writing, not their voices, not their heritage or money. We just inherited their books. So we inherited books from Sumerians and Akkadians, their writing. We didn't inherit their speaking or anything else. So writing doesn't expire in 10 or 20 years. It just stays for centuries. And this is where I'm thinking that writing is really important, and improving writing is essential. I've been working with another friend of mine. Her name is Farah. She is working in the UN. She's really professional English speaker, but she struggles again in her writing. I am not a professional writer, by the way, but since I'm a linguist, so I can give them some feedback. I've been giving feedback to native speakers, by the way, for the writing. And it's just because it's our field, it's our specialty. So we have the authoritarian power to give them feedback. Now, moving to the next question and then jumping into IELTS and our juicy topic.
What progress have you made so far? Okay, I discovered a new talent in me, which is the writing.
Awesome.
Ability. It was a skill that I didn't recognize that I have it. I discovered that I can express myself very well. Like I liked a lot. The book just gave me a lot of motivation to change many of the bad habits that I have.
Which one? The Power of Habit?
Drinking tea. I was a tea addict, really, like 10 or 15 cups a day. I become more committed to the sport and to have sport on daily basis.
What kind of sports?
Like the actual, it's called the heat exercise. Some movements. It's just for females, mostly for females. What's the kind of progress that I made? I don't know. I need to have the IELTS test soon, even if we didn't finish, so I can say if I really progressed or not, really. Even if it just like a test for me.
I think that's a necessity. We're in a probably we are in a stage where we have to take a diagnostic IELTS test, because that's going to give you.
I need for that. Yes.
Yeah, and it's up to you to decide when. But I think not this month, particularly not May, not June, maybe July. Why? Because we still haven't covered the reading section, particularly. You are checked for speaking. You are almost checked for listening. We've done some tests, and you are on average 6.5 to 7. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can pass that threshold of 6.5. And remember, 6.5 to 7 is only 2 questions.
Yes.
Or 1 sometimes. For reading, we just need to do some exercises for reading, for speed reading, and for comprehension, to increase your comprehension level faster. And that doesn't come quite easy. It just comes with reading is a habit, and writing is a habit. So these require enough amount or sufficient amount of training to be satisfactorily grown enough in you to perform under pressure. Some people get shaken under pressure, so they lose the stability of their writing progress or their writing productive skills or reading productive skills, because pressure affects their psychology, and their psychology just tricks their mind that they're not able to produce this sort of product under pressure. So the whole thing collapses. Anyways, so we've been working on IELTS task 1 and task 2, where we've been jumping back and forth with this. But I still think that we have so many good assets in task 1 of the graph. And let me pull out this one so you can have a look at it. I think it's going to give you a better chance to see what I mean here. Do you see this? I don't know if you can see or not. So this is IELTS graph 2. You should spend around or about 20 minutes. Let me just pull this photo of mine over here. I think that's better. So you should spend about 20 minutes on this task, the graph and table below. Give information about water use worldwide and water consumption in 2 different countries. So worldwide and in 2 countries. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. You are supposed to write more than 150 words, at least 150 words. So we have the 1900 to 2000, and we have 0 to 3000 global water use by sector. So agriculture, industrial use, and domestic use. Here we have square meter. So 8 million, I think water consumption per person is 359 square meter. And then the irrigated lands, 26,000, population 175. And these are the Democratic Republic of Congo and Brazil, and then the consumption worldwide here. So my question is, can you just, based on this graph, explain to me in 5 minutes time what you understand from this graph?
It's demonstrate the, can I see the question? The water consumption.
Do you
can I see the question?
Okay.
So I can use some information. So my question here is that they want me to do comparison between the like the first graph and the second table, or what?
Well, the second table is just illustrative of the countries that they mentioned here. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features. So we're going to talk about the main features in 1 paragraph, and then transition to make comparisons where relevant between Brazil as an example and Democratic Republic of Congo in terms of population. Like Democratic Republic of Congo has a population of 5.2 million, and their irrigated land is 100 square
I
kilometers.
thought that they wanted me to make a comparison between the graph and the table, but now I'm getting you. Yes.
Okay. Now, let's say there are 2 major paragraphs, one for this, and the second is the comparison between these 2. And then remember something, this is the domestic use.
Yeah, industrial and agriculture. Okay.
Now here, probably the domestic use is water consumption per person. That's under the category of domestic use. We can attribute that. But first of all, we just need to give a general overview. Remember, 150 words and above, and you have 20 minutes. Never, ever start writing. You just need to understand what you are going to put in paragraph 1, paragraph 2, intro, and then the conclusion. So I know that sometimes this pop-up questions come all of a sudden, but remember something, that you need to be instantaneously ready for this sort of tests, because you only have 20 minutes expected time to finish it. So you just need to be ready on pins and needles, as we say in English, to respond to such questions immediately when they pop out during the test. I think you have very good skills, and this is very straightforward kind of chart. So probably a kind of warm-up exercise. تمرين إحماء. You just need to tell me what you understand, and then I will give this task to you to finish it and send me with timed 20 minutes your response.
Okay. The graph demonstrates the global use of water, and arranged or divided in three fields, which are the domestic, industrial, and agricultural fields in the period of 19 to these are the years, right? Yes, 19 to 2000, I think, as I see it. We can, as we can see, the domestic use showing the less consumption in comparison to the other sectors, and it's below 1000. I don't know what is km3 this means.
Kilometer. Okay. Square kilometer.
Kilometer?
Yeah.
Okay. Regarding the industrial use, it was no, let's just say the agricultural, which is the major use of the water consumption by the agricultural sector, and it's rise up to any
can I say something?
To? Yeah.
Now, I want you to understand something, that probably the best way, and this might sound like extreme, but the best way to overcome any sort of difficulty with this sort of diagrams is to imagine that you are explaining this to a child. So by saying, listen, boy, this diagram shows the global water consumption by sector. Instead of the word use, I change it to consumption just to modify it. Building on the analysis of this chart, it shows us the span between 1900 and 2000 in terms of the agricultural use and the industrial consumption, as well as the domestic or local consumption of water in terms of like square kilometers, supposedly. And by looking at this chart, we can derive, because we are not supposed to talk in full details. We just need to summarize. It says summarize the information. Look at this part. You just need to summarize the information. So summarizing means that every 10 lines should be one line.
Like, I just wanted to make a comparison between the agricultural and the domestic, which are on the extremes of the study, and then to mention what is the industrial use, which was in the middle. This was my idea. I don't know how to arrange it well. We can start from, as I said, from the domestic, which was the lowest.
Keep it simple. I know I'm pushing on you just to give me any kind of language content for this graph, but I want you to imagine me as a child. Think of me as a child, and you're trying to explain this to me. Forget about the second chart. I think that's going to give you a better chance here to explain this to me. Over the span between 900 and 2000, there has been three major consumption sectors for water: agriculture, industrial use, and domestic use. For drawing a simple comparison, we can see that the consumption of domestic use doesn't go beyond 1000 square kilometer, while the agriculture has taken the majority of consumption by taking a bigger share over the gradual span of time, and gradually increasing or incrementally increasing from blah, blah, blah to blah, blah, blah within this blah, blah, blah period of time.
Great. Okay.
1 minute. Just summarize this part to me so we can transition to the sample.
Okay, the graph shows the global consumption of water divided in three sectors, which are the agricultural, industrial, and domestic sectors. It is obvious that the agricultural use take the was at the top of the consumption of water, and it reached up to 3,000 square kilometers.
Okay.
Okay, and the domestic was the least used water or consumed water, which was less than 1,000.
It's the km3 is a cubic kilometer.
Okay, cubic kilometer.
يعني كيلومتر مكعب.
الحجم
بالمكعب. The size. Okay.
Yes. Okay. While industrial use was in the middle of the previous sectors, which reached up to 1,050 cubic kilometers.
Now,
it's just easy. It's easy to be seen, but not easy to be described.
Okay, let's have a look here at this example here. So this is a model answer, but it's just to practice. I think this is going to give us a trigger for our subconscious mind on what to expect it to write. So the graph shows how the amount of water used worldwide changed between 1900 and 2000. That's just the beginning, as I said. Throughout the century, the largest quantity of, now he's using the word century to indicate the span between 900 and 2000.
This is great.
So this is a very important word. The largest quantity of water was used for agriculture. So here we have agriculture, and this increased dramatically. I would definitely highlight this word because it just indicates something that has been dramatically going up.
Changed.
From 500, which is here, here for agriculture, because we're talking about agriculture, and he's talking about agriculture, and he's just in the first line focusing on the agriculture. From 500 to around 3,000 cubic kilometer. In the year 2000, now he's drawing comparison. Water used in the industrial and domestic sectors also increased, but consumption was minimal until mid-century. So until here, probably 1950. From 1950 onwards, I like this word, onward, industrial use grows steadily. So focus on these expressions. They are adverbs that indicate the shape of progress or the shape of growth to just over 1,000 cubic kilometer, while domestic use rose more slowly. So there was, if you see the domestic, it was rising, but slower than the industrial and agricultural. Okay, so rose more slowly to only 300 kilometers, both far below the levels of consumption. So he's using the word far below. Very important. The levels of consumption by agriculture. The table illustrates the differences in agriculture consumption in some areas of the world by contrasting. See.
This is regarding the second graph.
Now he is shifting to the second. What happens in this sort of writing, it's observational writing. It's not what we call expository writing. Expository writing is something that you produce by yourself from your mind. For observational writing, you just observe and just report data. You never judge or say, I think, or whatever. You just report. And that is the important part here.
Okay.
No. Contrasting the amount of irrigated land in Brazil. Now he's using the word irrigated as a verb for irrigation. So 26,500. Okay, 26,500. So he jumped from the population to irrigated land. He's choosing this part particularly because the difference is really big between 100 kilometer and 26,000 kilometer. Okay, so he's highlighting the key features within the domestic Republic of Congo 100. This means that a huge amount of water is just reporting used in agriculture in Brazil, and this is reflected in the figures of water consumption per person. See, 359 and 8. Compared with only, he's using the word only here, or sheerly or merely 8 in the Congo, with a population of 176 million. The figures of Brazil indicate how high agricultural water consumption can be in some countries. 180 words. And
so I need to write a conclusion at the end.
There is no conclusion for this sort of
there's no need.
There's no need. Why? You can write a conclusion, but in observational classrooms or observational things, we tend to just report what we see, not to use our opinion regarding what we see. Like, for example, I see an English teacher in the classroom. I do not say, I think this teacher is smart. The word smart doesn't reflect my observation. It reflects my judgment of the person's behavior. What I can say, I see a teacher wearing a black jacket and using a chalk on a whiteboard or blackboard. That's the kind of observation. So this sort is what we call observation writing. When we transition to task number 2, this is where we do the expository writing. Expository writing is you express your thoughts and ideas based on some sort of question that is given to you that has an opinion with or against, or you have to state your judgment regarding that part.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, perfect. So I've sent you this title, this graph on Skype. What I kind of kindly try to ask you to do is just simply write a model answer that is similar to this, but don't try to use this in front of you. So you have to close this document. You just have to look at the chart and time yourself. The key feature is you have to time yourself for 20 minutes. That's it.
Yeah, I did it. I did the same in the last.
Perfect. So once you do that, just send it to me so I can give you a grade based on that and give you feedback on what you wrote. And we do this progressively to the point that we feel, okay, we're done with it. And we move to deal with the reading section.
What about the listening? I'm just struggling with the listening.
We're trying to go back and forth for listening, but believe it or not, the issue of listening comes from the fact that we do not have enough exposure to listening on a daily basis. It's behavioral skill. Listening, reading, and writing are skills, and skills are based on behavior. So in order to improve the skills, we need to improve our behavior of habits. So what do we have to do? We have to listen continuously to good quality of listening on tandem with the kind of training materials. But don't worry about it. I think when we
the problem is not that I'm not understanding what they are talking about or their topics, but sometimes I don't, I cannot follow them.
Well, you cannot follow them because they intentionally put tricks in that kind of listening. It's not because you do not understand or you have some sort of cognitive issue. It's just
no,
because
I mean I know all the words that they are saying, but
Mhm.
I'm just not following the information they are giving. I
Mhm.
missed parts.
Some of the parts that you're missing are either because we haven't done enough training for the listening section, or we haven't done enough listening. But what happens in the sort of IELTS test is that they always try to trick the listeners. They leave tricks here and there in their listening. So even if you try hard, you just need to be fully aware of the kind of tricks that they have in their speech. But we can do that face to face. I don't know when. Maybe in this upcoming month we can sit together, because this can and will be the we will deal with this. We have 40 questions, and what we can do, we can just listen to each one of the questions again and again and again, to the point that we analyze the whole structure of the question and the method that they have for that part. I've taken notes on that part, and I'll create some sort of package of listening training we can do to improve and overcome this sort of issue.
Okay.
Sounds good. I've already sent that to you on Skype, so please check it out. And whenever you have free time tomorrow, you can time yourself 20 minutes, finish it, and send it to me.
Okay.
Okay? Perfect.
Inshallah. Okay.
Thank you so much, Zainab, and look forward to see you soon, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thanks for your time.
You're more than welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.